Hi everyone, I believe you are doing great. Today we are going to build multi-agentic AI system. So we basically have main agent. Under main agent there will be two agents. One will be fruit agent and another will be veggie agent. So whenever we'll ask question about fruits, so this main agent will call this fruit agent, and whenever we'll ask question about vegetables, so this main agent will call this veggie agent, and this veggie agent will have tools attached with it, so it will take help from those tools. And similarly this fruit agent will also have the tools, so fruit agent will also be able to call the tools. So basically we'll attach these two agent as a tool under this agent. So how to do that? Let's see the documentation. So it is the documentation subgraph persistence. It is saying when you use a subgraph, you need to decide what happens to its internal data between calls. Consider a customer support bot that delegates to specialist sub-agents. Should be billing expert. Sub-agent remember the customer real questions or start fresh each time it's called. And the check pointer parameter on .compile controls subgraph persistence. And we know that check pointer saves a snapshot of a graph state at each super step. That's it. We have different mode. So one is per invocation. When check pointer is equal to none, it is the default. It's mean each call start fresh and inherit the parent's check pointer to support interrupts and durable execution within a single call. And there is another mode that is per thread. So when check pointer is equal to true, so it's mean our mode is per thread. State accumulates across calls on the same thread. Each call picks up where the last one left off. And the last one is stateless. So when the check pointer is equal to false, no checkpointing at all, runs like a plain function call, no interrupts or durable execution. In most cases we use per invocation, and it is suggested that per invocation is the right choice for most applications, including multi-agentic AI systems where sub-agent handle independent request. And it is written that the examples below use LangChain's create agent, which is a common way to build agents. Create agent produce a LangGraph graph under the hood. So all subgraphs persistence concepts apply directly. So in this video we'll not create the agent from scratch. Instead of that we'll use this create agent class. So if you click here, so this documentation will be opened. So create an agent graph that calls tool in a loop until a stopping condition is met. For more detail on using create agent, visit agents. So if I click on agents, so another documentation will be opened. An agent is a model calling tool in a loop until a given task is completed. So just consider that this create agent is the agent we previously built manually. So we attach different tools, we create the state, so we update the state. So instead of writing the code from scratch, LangChain provide a class or agent that's name is create agent. So in future video we mostly use this agent instead of building the agent from scratch. So it takes different parameters like model will be GPT-4o mini. It automatically initialized GPT-4o mini in the backend, and we pass the tool name only. Like maybe we have Google search tool and different tools. We just only pass the tools, it automatically call all the tools. And it has another parameter that is system prompt. So it is the instruction we tell to the agent how to behave. And there are other different options like middleware, response format, state schema, context. So you don't need to worry about these things. We'll discuss these things in detail. Just focus on we are able to pass model name, tools and system prompt. That's it. Now we'll come to the original documentation of subgraphs. So stateful subgraph inherit the parent graph's check pointer, which enables interrupts, persistence and state inspection. the two stateful modes different in how long state is retained. Use per invocation persistence when each call to subgraph is independent and the sub-agent doesn't need to remember anything from previous calls. So without wasting any time, let's do the coding part. So here I import the mandatory libraries. First of all, you need to install LangChain OpenAI. So because we'll use OpenAI's LLM here. From .env, import load.env, import operating system, load.env, override is equal to true. In your .env, there must be OpenAI key present. So whenever we'll do some changes in .env, if override is not equal to true, the changes will not appear, or you simply need to refresh the kernel or restart the kernel. From langchain.agent, import create agent, tools, memory saver, command, interrupt, load.env, and different things. So let me run it again. And another part is here we are basically building the tools and we are attaching the tools with our agents. So let me copy and paste the code here. And it is the doc string. What this tool basically do, look up fruit info. It will return info about fruit name. So whatever the name will pass, it will return this string. And it is veggie info. It is another tool. It will pass some vegetable name. It will return info about veggie name, whatever the name will pass. And here is the important part. So by using create agent, we create the agent. Its name is fruit agent. Here the model is GPT 5.4 mini. So instead of that, I will simply use 4o mini. And tools is equal to fruit info. So with this agent, we attach this tool. And the prompt is you are fruit expert. Use the fruit info tool, respond in one sentence. And similarly, we create another agent by using create agent. And its name is veggie agent. And the model is GPT 4o mini. So you may be passed different name, and the tool that we attached with it, its name is veggie info. So it is the second tool. And the prompt is you are veggie expert, use the veggie info tool, respond in one sentence. So let me just run it. There is an error. Create agent got an unexpected keyword argument prompt. So I will see the documentation of create agent. So this create agent don't have the prompt, instead of it has system prompt. So I think this documentation is a little bit old. So instead of passing the prompt, we'll simply pass system prompt. And similarly here, I will simply write system prompt instead of prompt. So let's rerun it again. And if you want to visualize these agents, so let's visualize it, fruit agent. So it is the agent or model. It has tools attached in tools node, and in tools node there is only one tool, its name is fruit info. And similarly, if you want to visualize this veggie agent, you simply type veggie agent and run the cell. So it is the same agent also, but with different tool. So till now we actually build two agents with two different tools. So basically our this part and this part is done. Now we have to build the main agent that will call these two agents. Wrap the sub agent as a tool for the outer agent. So let me just copy the code and I will paste here. We basically wrap the sub agent as the tool for the outer agent. Here we add the decorator, that is tool, and we create the function. It is ask fruit expert. So inside the function we basically invoke the fruit agent, and similarly in ask veggie expert tool we invoke the veggie agent, and it is our main agent. So we create another agent by using create agent, and we use the same model that will be GPT 4o mini. And in tools we add these two tools, ask fruit expert, ask veggie expert. And in the prompt we told to the agent, so it is our main agent, you have two expert, ask fruit expert and ask veggie expert. Always delegate questions to appropriate expert. and we pass the check pointer. Check pointer is equal to memory saver. And we know that instead of passing prompt, we'll simply pass system prompt. So let's run it. If you want to visualize this agent, I will simply type agent and run the cell. So till now we actually build our complete agent. So it is the main agent. So with this agent there are two sub agents attached as a tools. So it is our main agent. So with this agent there are two agents attached as a tool, and these two agents has their own tool also. Now let's invoke this agent. So to invoke the agent, we simply type agent.stream event. In messages, role is user and content is tell me about apples. So apple is a fruit, so it needs to call the fruit expert agent. So let's invoke it. Now let's see our final response. The final response is apples are a popular fruit known for their crisp texture and sweet to tart flavor. So what basically happened, let's visualize it step by step. So it is our main agent. We ask about apples. So this main agent has two tools. Basically these are the two agents. So apple is a fruit, so it will call the fruit agent, and it called it. And fruit agent have another tool, its name is fruit info. So let me show you. It is the fruit info tool attached with this fruit agent. When this fruit agent call the fruit info tool, so from this tool it got a message. So that is info about apples. In the prompt of fruit agent, we told that, hey agent, you are a fruit expert, use the fruit info tool, respond in one sentence. So whenever this agent got the message, that is the tool message, that is info about apples, on the basis of this sentence it will generate another response that will be an LLM response about the apple. The response may be something like apples are fruits that provide useful nutrition information. So it is the final message that this agent build by using the LLM. And then we return this message to our main agent as a tool message. So for this agent, this message is a tool message that we got from this fruit agent tool. So when our main agent get the message, apples are fruits that provide useful nutrition information, on the basis of this it may be generate another response, that is apples are popular fruit known for their crisp texture and sweet to tart flavor. So that is the basically workflow. If you want to visualize all the output, so let me show you. So our human messages tell me about apples. So our sub agent call the tool and generate the final response, that is apples are popular fruit known for their crisp texture and sweet to tart flavor, and they are rich in vitamin, fiber and antioxidants. So then our final AI response is apples are a popular fruit known for their crisp texture and sweet to tart flavor. They are rich in vitamin, fiber and antioxidants, making them a healthy choice for snacks and meals. So our sub agent generate this response and our main agent add this sentence or extra some words, making them a healthy choice for snacks and meals. At this point, I believe that you know how to build the multi-agentic AI system by using the LangGraph and how subgraphs work in the LangGraph. If you are confused, then don't worry. In upcoming classes, we'll build these systems a lot. So if you still have any question, then ask in the comment section. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you guys in next video.